So hello everyone, I'm Tofu, welcome back to ArcEnCiel, my rainbow themed island, and we're finally going to be doing the entrance build today. So let's jump into the area and get on with it, shall we? So as you can see, I've already done a little bit of planning. So this will all make sense a little bit later on, but I've done a bit of the more, I guess, painful bits of the terraforming, like waterscaping, and just done a few cliffs. I didn't want to mess you guys around when it comes to that because it takes me a while. But the very first thing we're going to do is place a bridge here, and I happen to have that already on my person, so let's do that. Good stuff. Obviously got to pay that off, and I also intend to put a incline on this little bit of cliff on the right hand side here. But first of all, let's pay off this bridge, then we'll obviously skip a day, put the incline in, and yeah, rinse and repeat, and then we'll move on to the actual build itself. So fantastic, now we've got the ramp all paid for, and that pretty much wipes out all the money I had in my person. But a quick skip to the next day and we'll get the build done proper. So see you in 2 seconds. And so with them both being paid off, we obviously have our shiny new Zen bridge here, and we have our natural ramp just leading up to this little cliff, which is just fabulous. So we'll actually start with the build proper, but the first thing I'm going to do is actually paint a load of floors, because I've got a load of design codes that I would love to use. So let's do that, and let's just speed up so it's not taking up too much of your time. So first of all, I would like to say a massive thank you to everyone that has been patient when it comes to this build. I've really struggled, and to be honest, usually I have an idea when it comes to entrance builds, and this one has just been racking my brain. It's really been painful. I think half of the battle was trying to find some decent codes that I was actually happy with. But that being said, I'm actually going to shout out a few of the creators that have made some of the codes that we're using today. So firstly, we have Dizzy, who in their title is the Pastel Gay Sweater, which I absolutely love, and I've had it saved for a while, but the creator code is 319380000051. Next up, we have a flooring that actually is something that I've created, but I have to say it takes heavy inspiration from Eloise and their rainbow flooring. The creator code is 784607016732. So it didn't quite fit with the transparency, which is why I ended up making it my own. And I just added a few extra colours as well, just to really kind of mix up the rainbow road. And then lastly, we have the rainbow brick and the rainbow planks pattern made by Tiffany, and these are just fantastic, and I knew I had to use them at some point on this entrance build. The creator code is 875891135313. So be sure to check out all of them, and yeah, the creator codes will also be in the description if you'd like to peruse at your own leisure. Okay, so we're back yet again, and naturally, being a rainbow themed island, I wanted the entrance to be really colourful, really saccharine, really in your face. And I think we've achieved that. There's plenty of colour going on, obviously with all these rainbow planks, these rainbow brick tiles, and these little colourful tiles that I've had to recreate myself. Anyway, let's get on to this big patch here, and this is going to be a massive flower garden, which I tried to make look into a rainbow shape, but it didn't quite work out the way I wanted, but it's close enough. So I'm just going to be doing that. I'm actually going to put my shovel away, because that's going to make things really confusing for me. So let's just put this back here, because that's where it should be. And let's put the shovel away. Fantastic, pro gamer. But yeah, while I do this, obviously because there's quite a lot of flowers, it's quite a large space. Naturally, the Nintendo Direct for the Switch 2 came out, and so I thought I'd just give some opinions and yeah, some thoughts, and just share some things, some ideas with you guys. And first of all, I've obviously got to say, there was no Animal Crossing news, so it was pretty sad, but it was to be expected. Like, I didn't have much hopes for anything. I think at absolute best, I was hoping for a name drop, and that would have been probably it, honestly. But yeah, I can't say I'm like too surprised by the outcome. But yeah, obviously it took what, like 8 years between New Leaf and New Horizons coming out. And it's only been 5 since New Horizons come out, so I know that they've got to obviously have a bit more time. And you'd expect the next installment to be bigger, better than ever before, so, you know, they're going to want to really make sure it's done right. The last thing you want to do is obviously rush it and create another Amiibo Festival kind of situation, because that's just going to be tragic. But yeah, as far as the actual Switch 2 itself, the console looks sleek, it looks cool, it looks like it's they've really put some force into it. Obviously it's got the built-in chat mode, or chat button I should say, which just seems like a good idea all round. It's taken Nintendo quite a long time to actually get on board with that. They have experimented with it a little bit before, because I know you could do it over the Wii, but it was a pretty convoluted way of doing it, if memory serves. But the big kerfuffle that I'm sure you all know about is the whole pricing. And yeah, that's an absolute just terrible storm of just bad luck and things, I guess. But the console itself is pretty pricey. Like, don't get me wrong, it's expensive, but I was kind of expecting about, was it £400, £430 roughly for the console if it comes bundled with Mario Kart World. I think it's then £430, which if memory serves was it $450 and $500 in US dollars. And then the whole tariff thing happened, and what a show, frankly. And so, obviously Nintendo have stopped taking pre-orders, and they can't necessarily guarantee the price right now, and there's rumours going around that because of the tariffs, that could add like almost 50% onto the price, which would make the Switch be something like, I don't know, like 650 to 700 US dollars, which is insane. Like, yeah, like I said, it was pricey before, but my word, like, that's taking it to another level. And, you know, I know that can't be helped. Obviously, the tariffs kind of hit really hard. But, yeah, something that I think has got people up in arms is the price of the games. And kind of rightly so. Like, they are expensive. Like, $80 per game, and that's just doesn't seem justifiable, honestly. Like, again, I would expect it to be a little bit more pricey, just because new hardware, new specs and everything. But, yeah, that seems a bit much. Quickly just going to run off to grab more flowers, so jump cut. Okay, so we're back, and I am just assuming that everyone has heard the news about the Switch 2, so hopefully this isn't all brand new to you and you actually know what I'm talking about. But yeah, it's becoming a bit of a kind of crazy situation, and hopefully we can all just look back on this and laugh a little bit at how kind of stupid it all was and what a ridiculous kind of launch the Nintendo Switch 2 had. But it is becoming a little bit of a farce. But yeah, all of that kind of aside, I guess, like I said, I think the console looks really just sleek, really interesting. I like the features. I like some of the accessories. They included the camera, which you can kind of throw yourself in, almost like you've got a green screen, into certain games and things, and you can obviously do the game sharing and things on your screen as well, which again just makes it feel a lot more like it's multiplayer focused. They've really tried putting a massive emphasis on just playing together, which I kind of like. Especially with New Horizons, it just felt like, you know, there wasn't a great deal to do when it came to multiplayer. Everyone kind of made their own just fun and games when it came to this, which is a shame because obviously New Leaf was just fantastic with the tours and everything. But I digress. Back on talk with the Switch 2. The games they've actually announced seem pretty interesting. So you've got Mario Kart World, which is pretty much like a open world Mario Kart game, to be fair. Obviously you can have just the standard racing and it's all good. or you can then just race the entire world, and you've got to hit various checkpoints along the just the massive amount of world there is to explore. And I think that's just pretty cool, honestly. There is the Donkey Kong game and the Kirby Air Rider games, which both look really good. I can't imagine myself buying them though. I don't know if the Donkey Kong game is for me. It probably would be really good fun to actually play at the time, but yeah, I'm not sure that I would want to drop that much money on a game I'm not particularly sure about. Anyway, this is my flower kind of rainbow going on, so obviously very colourful, much like the flooring. I do have a couple of peach trees, which I'm just going to put here and on the other side as well, so I want everything to be pretty symmetrical. So it is going to block some of the flowers, which is a little bit of a shame, but it's okay. Obviously, you still get the idea of what I was going for. And we have plenty of colourful fence and things to also put down. So first thing I'm going to do is throw the fence up here, because that's going to be just an absolute pain to do if I don't do that first. So I have got 3 different types of fence. They are technically all the same fence, but yeah, I am trying to alternate the colours. Hopefully I've done that in the right place. I don't think I have. It's obviously very hard to see with that tree in the way, so probably should have done this first and then put the tree down, but you know, you live and learn. Okay, so that's part 1. I'm also trying not to pick the heads of the flowers, because I feel that would be pretty tragic as well. A lot of work's gone into this, so I don't want to mess it up. But back onto my rambling about this Switch 2. If you will just let me divulge a little bit, I suppose. Something I was really excited for was the GameCube announcement when it comes to the Switch Online feature. So they're including GameCube games, and I think a lot of people have been asking for that. And I was really excited to start with, and then I actually sat down and thought about it, and then thought, I've already got the games they've announced. I still have a GameCube, and it still works. And like, yeah, it would be a little bit of faffing around to obviously set up a GameCube or the Wii, whichever, to play them. But the 3 games they announced, like there and then, was F-Zero GX, Legend of Zelda Wind Waker, which is one of my favourite games of all time, by the way. And the other one, what was the other one? Oh, I'm having a brain fart, bear with me. Soul Calibur 2 was the other game. Oh, that took horribly long to remember. Oh, that's one of my favourite fighting games actually as well, so I really feel ashamed that it took me that long. But anyway, we've got to have chaos in this build at some point, so if that's the chaos, then yeah, it's gone pretty well. But yeah, the other games that they've teased as well, which is things like Mario Sunshine, Fire Emblem, Path of Radiance, I think it is, that one, Pokemon Colosseum and Pokemon XD Gale of Darkness. There were others as well, so Mario Strikers, Luigi's Mansion, I think Chibi Robo. I've got the majority of those, if not all of them, and plus more, to be honest. So I don't think I could justify paying the extra bit of money for the online content when I've got everything and more. I've got about 40-45 GameCube games, and like I said, it would be a faff to kind of set it up, but they're all ready to go, everything works, so I probably won't end up going that for that kind of feature. Anyway, I have used up all my furniture and obviously re-put down all the flowers and everything, so I'm going to have to jump cut while I get a little bit more furniture and things, so back in a second. Okay, so I am back once again. I've filled my inventory full of furniture and various bits. I'm actually going to decorate this little bit of cliff up here first, because I think that's going to be a real pain to decorate just later on. And so I've got a flower to go up here. Fantastic. I've got a cherry blossom petal pile. It is well, I actually was wondering if that was what it's called, and so I hesitated a little bit there to start with. But yeah, I want that in the corner. And then we're going to place various things on this right hand side. I am going to leave this left hand side just as it is for now, because I don't really know what I'm going to be doing on the left hand side. That will be a completely different coloured section of the island, so I do plan to put the various villagers of different colours, so like red, pink, blue, purple, etc, just in their own little environment. So the red section will have the red villager, who is Rudy in this particular case, and the orange section will have the orange villager, and you can kind of gather the rest. Obviously it's not rocket science, but yeah, that's not what I meant to do. I meant to place the balloon down, so that's a bit of a pain. Place, fantastic. Okay, and now I'm going to try and put the bush. Hopefully I'm not going to get stuck. I do have the cliffs just up there, so hopefully that means I should be able to make my escape. Let's just give that a go. Fantastic. I was a little bit worried that I would just get stuck. Wouldn't be the first time I've done that on this channel, to be honest, so yay me. Anyway, let's move on to this little area here, and our first little courtyard section. I'm going to firstly put down a bush here, so I don't have a bush. Never mind. I won't do that. What is this build? Okay, so I was just going to ignore this bush because it doesn't really matter too much. It would just be a plain space. But then I want to fill this back part of this courtyard up with various items and things, and then I wouldn't be able to access that small, basically, gap that I would have created. And that would just annoy me, honestly, so that's the reason why I went back and grabbed another bush. But we've got plenty of colourful things, and it's going to be all snack related and just, you know, fun items. This is a rainbow island, and so I want everything to feel fun. I want it to feel whimsical. So we're going to have plenty of snacks and drinks machines, obviously snack machine. There's a frozen drink machine as well, so you can get your slushies or slurpees or whatever they're called from where you are in the world. But we also have this Plaza Balloon Wagon, and I have never used this item before, and I can't imagine me using it ever again, honestly. It's very colourful. Yeah, just... it's a lot of fun, and the colour variations that you get in them is just cool, but I've never been able to make it fit in any particular build that I've done, just on any of my islands, honestly. Anyway, we'll move on to these public benches, and I want them facing the other way, because, yeah, you don't want it just facing the snack machines. That feels very lonely. There we go. And I do have another set which are in a different colour. Fantastic. Right, and now the absolute pain, which is going to be placing down a load of floor lights. And hopefully they all go in the right place the first time round. So pray for me. But like most of the builds I do on my channel these days, I have obviously done a lot of planning, as you could tell by the flooring and thing. I do try and put all the items down in the correct order in which I'm going to place them, just to try and not mess you guys around too much, but also I just find it makes it easier for myself. But the actual lights went down perfectly, and I'm very surprised. I do have a couple of the Festivale flags, which I'm going to put at the front of the entrance here. And that's as close as that one's going to get. It does mean I can't now escape through here, which is a bit of a pain, so I'm going to have to go all the way around. So jump cut to when I've done that. Okay, so I am back after being stuck. Like, I feared I was stuck on the cliff, and then I wasn't, and then I got stuck there, which is a bit of annoying. There you go, these things happen. So I have actually moved these benches up a little bit, so I can now get just past the flag and the bench. But now we're going to move on to this little mini courtyard here, and you'll see what I'm doing with this rainbow plank kind of road thing that's going on. But I have a couple of the soft serve lamps. I also have another rainbow flag which just goes on the opposite side, so let's just do that now. Otherwise I'm mixing up the order in which I put things down, and that will just confuse me, and that's never a good thing. It's very easily done as well, so you know, let's try and avoid that. But I love these ice cream cones, and the fact they come obviously in the rainbow swirls is just fantastic. It just looks so good. I have a rainbow umbrella, which I didn't mean to hold, much like the balloon earlier, so let's put that away, and then let's place the item, please. Thank you. With all the talk of the Switch 2 and all that chaos that brought, it just... there's got to be chaos in this video as well, apparently. But that's the mini courtyard in front of the bridge. I have a plaza arch, and that's fantastic. That's where I wanted it to go. Just double checking to see if it could actually go a little bit further, but it doesn't, but that's fine. And a couple more items just before we end up filling the inventory yet again. A couple of these Festivale balloons. I really like the Festivale items because obviously they come in the rainbow colorization, and that just was really useful for this particular build for me. And I'm just going to put down a couple of bushes. I do need to put down a load of fencing, obviously, on this light dirt path, so I guess I'll do that, and then I'll run off and fill my inventory full of the remaining furniture. I guess just before I put this bit of fencing in, I would like to ask you guys, obviously, what you think of the whole Switch 2. Are you excited? Obviously, the whole kerfuffle with the tariffs and the pricing doesn't help anyone from North America, because that's got to be just a bit of a pain to deal with. You don't even know how much you're potentially going to be spending. But as far as games and then like third-party support and things, do you think it's good? Do you think you end up getting one if they can sort the pricing out? Just let me know in the comments, because I am interested, because I do think I want one. So yeah, I would be interested to see what you guys think. But I'm just going to fill my inventory, hopefully for the last time, and let's get this sorted. Okay guys, so we're on the final stretch now. So I am just going to plant a few flowers, and you can obviously see what's in my inventory here. So I've got plenty of these star fragments and all the various different colours. But this whole idea that I've had with these rainbow planks is that it's a little train track, and so I wanted this ramp and the obviously cliff on the right hand side here just as if it's a little space for a train to go around, and then hopefully we'll have the train pop up in various places just around the island, so I can just make different coloured train tracks depending on the different colour section we're in. But I'm just placing down a few flowers. In fact, we can place down the train just so it's out in my inventory. So we'll put it round about here. Don't ask me how it would go around the right angle corner when it goes up the cliff. That's not for me to decide. You know, I'm just the visionary that comes up with these ideas. Someone else can do the engineering behind it. But we'll place it down these remaining flowers, and then just finish off this build good and proper. So green, obviously blue, and then purple. I say it plenty of times when obviously it comes to the design codes, but when it comes to just designing them, you people are so talented. Like I wish I could do things like this. Like I was happy enough with this particular flooring, but even then I was using someone else's design as a base, just so that I could basically make it work how I wanted it to. So yeah, I just want to say you guys are incredible, and thank you so much for helping just me create the visions that I am able to create. I do have a cliff, obviously. I've just tried putting it down, so that's going to be at the end of this cliff here. Did I say cliff or cave? I meant cave. But yeah, the little plaza train will obviously go down the track into the cave, and then somewhere else on the island there'll be another cave with a little train track, and maybe another different coloured train will be there, who knows. And lastly, I've obviously got all these star fragments, so I'm going to put them down in a rainbow section just going down the either side of the track. And yeah, just to quickly sort that out, and then we'll be done, and we'll maybe skip forward to the night time and just see how all of this looks in all its splendour. So I'll see you there. And so guys, with the placement of the star fragments, we are done for my entrance build. So naturally everything's very colourful. We've got these 2 courtyards here. Obviously this one leads up to the little train ride which will take you around the island at various points. Obviously we've got all these little star fragments making a little rainbow either side. We've got the flower garden which is made to look like a rainbow, and everything's very colourful, very scenic, very beautiful. Obviously I do expect you to use the path and not just run through the flowers, but that is your want and obviously the villagers' want after all. So yeah, let's just quickly skip forward to the night time and I can show that off, because I'd be interested to see these floor lights in action. So yeah, see you in 2 seconds. So I've just skipped forward to about 8:30 in the evening, and yeah, this is looking beautiful, isn't it? Just very scenic. Just lots of atmosphere with all the little various bits of lighting. Just, yeah, it looks good in my opinion. Hopefully you guys agree as well. And then all the star fragments just giving that little bit of colourful glow as well. Ah, fabulous. I'm really happy with it. And so I'm going to call today's episode here. Thank you so much for watching and being patient with me when it came to this build. Like I said, I was really racking my brain trying to create something that I was happy with and that I thought looked good enough. Also, thank you for letting me just ramble on about the Switch 2 and that whole mess that is currently unfolding. Hopefully it all gets sorted and everyone can get a Switch, or whoever wants a Switch can get a Switch anyway. If you enjoyed what I did, please hit like and consider subscribing if you haven't done already. As for my next couple of videos, I want to do a build on my all-sheep island of Utopia and do a villager hunt on this island looking for one of the many colourful villagers that I'm still after. So hopefully I'll see you there. But until next time, I want to say a massive thank you again. Hope to see you in the next one. And until the next one, have a good one. Cheers guys. Much love.